So how this session will go later is that I will be giving a 5 minutes introduction, very short introduction on ACE, and this will be followed by a presentation from Osaka Innovation Hub for startups to find out how to expand into Osaka, and also what are some of the initiatives and support to international startups from Osaka Innovation Hub to access the Japan market. After which we will have a presentation by three Japanese startups who are looking to expand into Singapore, and afterwards that it will be followed by a sharing by 2 Singapore startups looking to access into Japan. After which we'll end off with a Q&A and closing remarks. So right now I will start the session. So hello everyone, I'm Yen Ling from Action Committee for Entrepreneurship. So today we have Osaka and Singapore Market Insights sessions. So this session is in collaboration between ACE and Osaka Innovation Hub. So during this session, attendees will find out more on how to access the Japan market, and they will also find out more for the Japanese startups on how to access the Singapore market itself. So I'll give a very brief introduction about ACE for the Japanese audience. So for ACE, we are called the Action Community for Entrepreneurship. And for us, we are actually started way back in around 2003, whereby we were a department under a government agency called Spring Singapore before we were privatized back in 2012. So for ACE right now, we are a national level non-profit organization that develops and built the Singapore startup ecosystem. So for us, our patron is actually, Mr. Dr. Kopokun, and for us, we developed the Singapore startup ecosystem, and we are supported by government agency under the Ministry of Trade and Industry, so specifically Enterprise Singapore and JTC. So for us as ACE, how we develop and build the Singapore startup ecosystem is in 3 main areas. So first, we support tech startups with international market expansion, be it Singapore tech startups to expand into the regional market, or international startups accessing the Singapore market itself. So next up, we are a accelerated co-innovation enabler. So basically, we facilitate a co-innovation between startups and corporates. So for ACE, we have a network of regional corporates who are looking to scout for specific tech startups for their corporate co-innovation initiatives. So far, the corporates that we have been working with includes corporates such as Coca-Cola, Marubeni, Panasonic, and let's say Mitsui Chemicals. Lastly, we are a access hub for connected ecosystem. So for ACE, we have a network of regional partnerships across 20 cities to actually facilitate startups with regional market access. And also we have, with this connected ecosystem network, we have access to the regional corporates as well, who are looking to tap on our regional pool of startups for innovation initiatives. So for us as ACE, as a national startup ecosystem builder, we are situated in this place in Singapore called the Launchpad at One North. So the Launchpad at One North consists of 7 blocks and is very densely packed with startups, investors, accelerator, incubators. So it is like your Silicon Valley model in Singapore itself. And for ACE, as a national startup ecosystem builder, we support more than 4,000 tech startups across the entire Singapore. So for us as ACE, we support tech startups across all sectors and all stages. As long as they are tech startups, we will support them. So for different stages of startups, we have different programs and initiatives to adjust and support them accordingly. So for example, for the very early stage startups, we have things such as a base camp program, which is the 1-month structured mentorship program for early stage startups to get their business model up and to get their MVP and product model up. Next, for startups who are looking to gain a local market traction, we have this thing called the Corporate Innovation Program, whereby startups will be connected to local corporates on the ground for co-innovation initiatives. And then lastly, for growth stage startups, we have this thing called the Market Access Program for them to access regional market and we'll link them out with our regional pool of startups and investors. So lastly, this is just some of the connected ecosystem network that we have. So far, ACE, we have partnerships, regional partnerships across 20 cities with access to 25,000 tech startups. So these are just some of the key, partners that we have across, Southeast Asia countries, as well as our global partners. So for Japan, we have partnerships with, let's say Osaka Innovation Hub. We also have a partnership with Startup Fukuoka City, and also Innovation Tech Consortium based in Japan itself. So for us, Japan is a very key market for market expansion. We see a lot of demand from Singapore tech startups wanting to access the Japan market and also reach out to the Japanese corporates based in Japan. And likewise, we see quite a lot of Japanese tech startups who is looking to expand into Singapore to also access into the Southeast Asia countries. So if you have any questions about ACE, feel free to follow us, or you can write to me directly after the session itself. So right now, I will pass the mic to Megumi-san from Osaka Innovation Hub, who will share more on Osaka Innovation Hub initiatives and support for international tech startups. Megumi-san, please.
Thank you, Yanlin. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to all of our guests. My name is Megumi Ishitobi from Osaka Innovation Hub. Since this is our first collaborative event with ACE, we are delighted. This is a great opportunity to share our startup environments and marketing insights. So first of all, I'll talk about Osaka Innovation Hub, OIH, and then give you an overview of Osaka government's Startup and Innovation Initiative. After that, I will then commence with series of startup presenters. So let me begin. Okay. So Osaka Innovation Hub is where entrepreneurs gather to help each other take on global business challenges to innovate. Established by Osaka City in 2013. It's located in the heart of the city and has easy access to and from everywhere. As a hub, we bring together entrepreneurs, investors, major corporations, mentors, universities, and accelerators. We have two categories of membership. The first are called players. They are individuals who are entrepreneurs, startups, and young aspiring innovators. The second category of membership are called partners. Partners work in concert with OIH to support the members of the player category. They are usually large corporations, investors, VCs, universities, and other governmental agencies. Our membership players, along with numerous entrepreneurs from Osaka's innovation ecosystem, participate in events that are conducted on a regular basis. These events include, but are not limited to, pitch events, hackathons, workshops, acceleration programs, open innovation gatherings, and international conferences. One of OIH's strengths is the ongoing stream of both domestic and global pitch events that we hold constantly throughout the business year. Additionally, we also hold the world-famous international conference known as Hack Osaka, which draws over 500 of brightest minds from around the world. So, as of July 14th of this year, Osaka, along its sister cities Kyoto and Kobe, was designated as an official global startup city. Osaka is part of the Kansai region, which has in total a population of 21 million, 2.7 million of which are residents of Osaka City. Osaka City's GDP is approximately $1,850 billion. A strong collaboration between Osaka City and its various partners provides a variety of support for entrepreneurs, thereby creating an impact environment, facilitating a continuous flow of incubation, support, and scaling with the focus on assisting young startups reach solvency along with the chance to launch an IPO in the global marketplace. Osaka is a great city with a prolific startup ecosystem, low running costs for doing business, reasonable cost of living for developers, engineers, startups, and all types of cutting-edge business people. In that spirit, Osaka is opening its doors even wider by launching a startup visa program in which one-year visas will be granted to young innovators, helping to fast-track your integration into the city business community. If you are looking to set up your shop in Japan, Osaka is the place you really want to be. With an eye towards the future, I'd also like to add that in 2025, the World Expo will be held in Osaka with the tagline, "Designing the Future Society of Our Lives." This upcoming global event, hosted here in our area, is already attracting leading technology companies and designers from around the world. Get a head start in joining us for this landmark technological, societal, and business event here in Osaka. Our role here at OIH is to give you a helping hand in navigating our network and ecosystem, which includes accelerators and VCs, governmental organizations, manufacturers, and support services. We want you to get your business up and running as soon as possible. To help with that, we can provide you with pertinent info for our accelerator network, Plug and Play, Startup Bootcamp, and 500 Startups. In short, we are here to help you achieve your ultimate success here in our city, region, and country. Thank you for your attention. So now let's move on to our startup presentation. Each startup will have 10 minutes, 7 minutes for presentation, and followed by 3 minutes for Q&A session. If you have any questions, please type them into the Q&A chat, which you will see at the bottom of your screen. And here, these are our startups. So let me introduce these startups. The first presenter is W Japan. The second presenter is Medigia International. And the third presenter is AC Bio. So now allow me to introduce W Japan, who won the Best of CES in the digital health and fitness category for the device called D-Free. So please welcome Mr. Nakanishi, the CEO of W Japan.
Okay. Hi, hello. My name is Atsushi Nakanishi. I'm the CEO of Triple W. So I will change the slide. Can you see my slide? Okay. Okay. So yes. Again, my name is Atsushi Nakanishi. I'm the CEO of Triple W. Our company develops an ultrasound wearable device. Our first product is a bladder monitoring device called D-Free, which stands for diaper free. I'd like to start my presentation with some questions. Do you want to change diapers for your parents? Do you want your son, daughter, or even others to change your diapers? In a survey, 97% of people answered that they don't want to wear diapers. However, 78% of elderly people have some urinary problems, such as frequent urination and loss of bladder control. And many people are living longer than 100 years. What if you had to live with urinary problems? Aging society causes a lot of problems too. For the long-term care facilities, toilet care is the hardest task. For a family member, it can be just as hard. In addition, incontinence patients have 3.1 times higher risks of falling. 40% of falling accidents are associated with mismanaged toilet care. This is a picture of a nursing home in Hong Kong. More than half of residents were tied down because care staff wanted to prevent falls and they don't know the right time of toilet care. Does the resident look happy? Our device can solve some of these problems. This is D-Free. It uses an ultrasonic sensor to monitor the change in bladder size. Then it notifies toilet timing before it's too late. For the elderly people, 75% of people were able to reduce the number of toilet visits and accidents by using D-Free. For the care facilities, D-Free was able to reduce labor time by 37% at nighttime, increase the use of toilets, and reduce the risk of falls. No more need to tie down the residents. In addition, our device solution reduces the half cost of diapers. It's good for the earth. As I mentioned, we have done some clinical tests and published some papers, mainly in Japan. We keep doing clinical tests with some university hospitals in the US and Europe in this year. We have shipped 3,000 units for both individuals and facilities. Our sales plan is that we will sell 18,000 units in 2023. Looking into the future, we will develop sensors that are smaller and thinner to wear more comfortably. Our sensors will also collect more useful information by memos. Ultrasound wearable is the only viable technology to monitor organs non-invasively, continuously, affordably, and with ease. Our device will not only monitor bladder and bowel, but also other vital organs such as lungs or heart, for every stage of healthcare, like post-operative monitoring, rehabilitation, and home care. We will also connect our device with remote healthcare platforms. Our low-cost, high-quality, and easy-to-use sensors will be used at home for remote monitoring and accessible from anywhere in the world. Our goal is to contribute to everyone's good health and well-being. Thank you.
So thank you for your presentation. So now let's open up for the Q&A session. If you have any question, please type them into the chat icon. Okay, we don't seem to have any questions. Oh, okay, one. Okay. So the question we have is, what's the business model like?
Good question. We have two business models. One is a B2C model. So we sell to consumers, and the price is $399 US. And the other business model is to sell to the care facilities or hospitals. We provide free $100 US per month per device.
Okay. Thank you. So you have B2B and B2C. Mostly B2C is for the hospital or daycare centers to lend out the device $100 per month.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. So other question, any side effect for elderly by using this device? Some side effect or some kind of effect?
So basically we use ultrasound, and it's very low power. So it's non-invasive.
Okay,
and,
it's very safe.
Yeah, very safe. And we when you use free, you put this pad, and it's based on the medical tape. It's also very safe.
Okay, so it's easy to take it off and then put it on, so it's no rash or skin problem, and then
it's very limited, so 0.5%.
Oh, great. It's very, very safe. Okay, thank you. So let's check other questions. Okay, here's the question. Any website can view for more details?
Yes, we have website. So I will share the website.
Okay. Yes, also we've been watching your website. It's really easy to understand, and then you can contact to www Japan very easy, and then website is available for English and Japanese. So please check the website, and then we will also share the website later for all the audience. So thank you.
I think we have 4 more questions at the Q&A box itself.
More questions?
Yeah, at the Q&A.
Q&A.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So,
okay, next question. I'm sorry. Who is target user?
So one is mostly the elderly people who suffer from incontinence or frequent urinations. So 78% of elderly people have some urinary problems. So they are our main target. And also rehabilitation hospitals or elder nursing homes That is our target as well.
Okay, not only senior people, elderly people, but also young children who have physically challenging. So actually, yes, target is all of the people who have a urinary problem.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. One more question. Is this a medical device regulated by the medical law?
So yeah, this is not a medical device. It's basically it's invasive and not for the making a diagnosis or like cure. So it's this is a general product.
Okay. One more question. Can D-free used for people who have dementia? Because they seem to lose a device or maybe difficult to use the device. How do you think?
So in Japan, our user is mainly suffer from dementia persons. So it's not so problem.
Usually caretakers, people at the hospital staff, they actually can handle, and it's no problem to use the people who have dementia.
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. So thank you. So maybe we can stop right here, Q&A session. We have a lot of questions, but we're gonna send Mr. Nakanishi later, and then we can maybe answer the question after that. So now, thank you very much. It's very good product, and then we hope this product will get into the Singapore market as well. So thank you. So let's move on to the next presenter. So next presenter is Medigia International. This company, I'm sorry, yes. The next presenter is Medigia International. This company developed a nano device which targets the killing of cancer cells. So please welcome Mr. Tanaka, CEO of Medigia International. 田中さん、お願いします。
はい。見えてますでしょうか。
田中さん、フルスクリーンいけますか？
フルスクリーンがいいか。
はい。スライドショーのところで最初からで、現在のスライドでも OK です。
これでいいですかね。はい。
はい、OK です。
Okay. Thank you for your introduction. I'm Takeo Tanaka, founder and the CEO of Medigia International Corporation. We have just developed the new cancer therapy, which kills the cancer cells only, without the killing healthy tissues. Our solution is also that D-free. Before the same to the before presenter. Our D-free means drug-free. This is a very new therapy. We'd like to save 500,000 patients in the world at their last hope who have no alternative treatment left. You know, the surgery makes scar and adhesion. Chemotherapy has side effects and drug tolerance. Radiotherapy makes damage on the healthy tissues. After these standard therapies, no alternative treatment would exist. Our solution never use drug and stabs on the tumor at the pinpoint. We are using a nanoparticle only as dispersion with saline into artery by a micro catheter. nanoparticle can go through the gap between the endothelial cell from the tumor vessel outside, then become a hydrogel around the tumor vessel. This nanogel barrier blocks the oxygen and the nutrient to the tumor cells. Then cancer cells go to die. It's very simple treatment, isn't it? We can change the current drug-dependent cancer therapy. We'd like to change it. Our mice experiments at our laboratory suggested that it is safety and anti-tumor effect. Our hypothesis has been proven. It is promising. This technology has got a patent granted to Tokyo Institute of Technology last year. And then we are preparing the paper presentation now. We'd like to provide this therapy to the previous 500,000 patients as soon as possible because of no treatment, no hope. Now we are at the preclinical stage, preclinical and biological safety test stage under the regulatory or pharmaceutical affair. It's cost much for us. After that, we are going to start the clinical trials in 2022 as multinational clinical trials. Then planning to launch a product probably in 2026 here. It is much faster than the ordinary drug discovery, which takes 10 years or more to launch. According to this therapy, it would work universally to the solid tumor and works as a combination therapy with any other treatment. Therefore, this might be the fourth standard therapy, and the potential market would be more than $10 billion per year. We are already a partner who produces the nanoparticles in Japan, but we need marketing and distribution partners for the global market, and more than that. To accelerate our project, we need the fund of $5 to $6 million at this preclinical and safety test stage. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tanaka-san. Thank you for your presentation. So let's open up Q&A again. So we have 3 minutes. So here's the question, first question. As this is still in trial stage, how would you benefit from coming to Singapore before final approval?
Before final approval, it's very tough. We have to find the partner and the foundation first.
In Singapore?
Yeah. If not, we have to execute the preclinical test in Japan with the Japanese partner. We are looking for the fastest way to deliver this product to the market. In Japan or in Singapore, in the States, in Australia, anywhere, I don't care. The fast delivery to the patient, that is my priority.
Okay, so thank you. Okay, any other questions? Okay, next one. How to insert nano device into the body using a catheter?
Yeah, we are using a micro catheter or the needle if the tumor is under the skin. It's reachable by a needle. It depends.
So anywhere in the body you can use the catheter. You can use this nano device.
Yeah, for the solid tumor only.
Okay. So thank you. And any other questions? Okay, so one more. Can you consider some collaboration of endoscopy in the future using your catheter?
Yeah, I think so. That using endoscopy that has a needle, we can inject directly from the endoscope. It's for the mainly I forgot the name. Pancreatic cancer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next question. Can this method replace conventional standard treatment of cancer?
Yeah, we can replace the TAE or TACE therapy. We overcome their problems.
Okay, like I imagine usually cancer treatment is the first thing is chemotherapy,
Yeah.
but chemotherapy actually kills all the healthy also cancer cells, but
right.
nano device can target it, only killing cancer cells. So this is, yes, could be a replacement.
With the chemotherapy, that's fine.
But by using this nano device, the patients don't need to repeatedly taking chemotherapy. So I think this is very, very innovational.
Yeah, we'd like to avoid drug tolerance. That weaks the patient typically.
Wow, thank you. So any more questions? Okay, I think we don't seem to have any more questions for this moment.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. One more last question. I think we have time. Okay, what would be the potential cost saving compared to the traditional method?
To compare with the TAE or TACE, it might be to 1/3, I think.
So it depends on the treatment and then how much patient need the nano device usage.
The big part is that we can eliminate the drug part for that. Yeah, we don't need any drug, just a device only.
Device.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be a little bit lower cost than now regular maybe cost.
The most of the case using anti-drug, it's very high, very expensive.
Okay, thank you. And we have a little time. Okay, last question. Okay, last question. Why the clinical trial can be shortened that much?
In Japan, we have such a special treatment by the government. If we can be applied for that, we can shorten 1 year or more.
Okay.
The shorten other cancer is we have combined the 3 principal the theory or technologies. One is the EPR effect, sorry, too much the technical, and based on that TAE or TACE technology, then material. It's already the medical the materials certified. So we clear all of them. Just focus on to make a nano sizing technology. That's why we can shorten the R&D period and to save the R&D cost.
Okay. So thank you very much. I think for now, that's it. So let's stop around here.
Any question later?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have any question to the audience, to the guest, if you have any questions, please send it to Osaka Innovation Hub or reach out to ACE. We're going to reach out to Mr. Tanaka, Medigear International. So thank you, Tanaka-san. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you. So thank you. And we're going to move on to the last presenter. Last presenter is AC Biode. This company developed a process by which they can break down and decompose plastic. So please welcome Mr. Kubo, CEO of AC Biode.
Hello, can you hear me? Great. So hi, I'm Tadashi Kubo, co-founder CEO of AC Biode. So we are developing a chemical catalyst to tackle ocean plastic waste. Oops, let me make it bigger. So as you know, ocean plastic waste is one of the biggest challenges on offshore and onshore, like such as airlines. And there's mainly three methods to recycle plastic waste. Material recycling, such as making clothes or gloves, or thermal recycling, which I had a common in Singapore and in Japan, and chemical recycling. And this is the one we propose today. But the problem of the waste is that typically organic waste, such as food waste, are mixed with plastic waste. And it is quite difficult to separate them and mechanically recycle plastic, such as for gloves. In this case, most cases in the world, we have to bring them to incinerators. That is along with dioxin, greenhouse gas emission, tar, as well as high capex and opex, because it's quite expensive. It costs hundreds of millions US to build, and a few million every year to maintain these incinerators. But on the other hand, chemical recycling is like a decentralized solution, and that turns them the waste into biofuels, biocarbon, or virgin plastic materials, rather than sending them all the way to incinerators or landfills. So it's on-site, and it's more like a compact system to recycle, upcycle waste. And we have two solutions. And the one that at the left-hand side is we have already commercialized and ready to sell. This is to carbonize organic waste mixed with plastic. So we don't need to separate and turn them into the carbon, which will be recycled. And the other is the Plastalist that we are still under R&D. It is to decompose plastic waste into monomer. We already have machines that can accept up to 24,000 liters per day, which is equivalent to 24 tons per day. And it's adjustable depending on the client's needs. So this is how the carbon looks like. You can touch, no problem. It's in the powder form. So in a nutshell, we have advantages of 4 points. That first is a decentralized eco-friendly solution. So you can save waste shipment and also tipping fees because you can do on-site by yourself. And we can save energy cost up to 50% because our temperature, reaction temperature is between 150 and 200 degrees Celsius. So which is almost same as in the same temperature in your kitchen to cook. And it's zero greenhouse gas emission and zero dioxin. So for example, we already have clients at food company here in Japan, and they got subsidies from the Ministry of the Environment because of this clean solution. And last but not least, you can sell the carbon generated to, for example, chemical traders or to chemical companies. So these are more detailed about the comparison among possible solutions, such as pyrolysis, which is kind of incineration, or compost using a bioprocess to decompose waste. So the green ones are our advantages. So again, we don't need to ship, that can be on site, and the lowest temperature of the reaction in the world. And compared with the bioprocess or compost, which can do only 100 kilograms per day, and it takes a few days or a week to decompose. But on the other hand, we can do up to 24 tons per day, and it takes only a few hours. And again, we don't emit any CO2 or dioxin. So these are possible applications from the carbon generated, such as we can use for as a biofuels. I'm sure in Singapore there are biomass power plant as well, so we can use carbon as a just calorie within the biomass power plant. Or we can use for bioplastics or several industrial products. The market is growing. We will tackle not only in Japan, but also Southeast Asia. And also we have 2 offices in Europe, in Luxembourg and in London in the UK, which we're gonna tackle as well. Our business model is that like an espresso business model. So we sell the machine and the catalyst. And the catalysts are like a consumable. So it's like a coffee within an espresso that the clients needs to buy regularly. And possible clients are waste management companies, food, real estate, municipalities, resort ships, islands, sludge from the wastewater, as well as agriculture. So it's a potentially wide variety of clients we can tackle on. The traction we have so far is that within 1.5 years, we already ready to sell. And we got several inquiries in Europe and in Japan. We are also collaborating with Osaka University on further development. And we get a great feedback from several startup pitch competitions, such as Think Beyond Plastic in the US, which is the biggest plastic-focused accelerator programs, and Solar Impulse Foundation in Switzerland, the University of Cambridge in the UK, INAM in Germany, and more. This is further development that we improve our efficiency further with working with Osaka University. So this is our last slide. We have 5 members. I myself in charge of managing and financing. We have 3 engineers, Dr. Atsushi, Robert, and Farah. And we have an advisor, Professor Nishiyama, who is one of the best experts on zeolite for further development. Let me skip. So yes, here, thank you. And I'm happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Kubo-san. Thank you for your presentation. So let's open up a Q&A session. So we have 3 minutes. So the first question is the focus on food waste or plastic waste?
Can be both, but the majority of waste needs to be food waste, organic waste, because plastic is much more difficult to carbonize or decompose.
Okay. But you are working on both of them?
Yes, on both.
Okay.
But we are also working on carbonizing ocean plastic waste on site.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So second question, is the carbon is the carbon produced though this process assumed as biomass, even the plastic is made from petroleum? Is the carbon produced though through this process assumed as biomass, even the plastic is made from petroleum?
No, it's not a biomass process. It's a chemical reaction, not a biomass process. For example, as you can see here, we create a radical reaction and we split among nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. So we cut the combination of these materials, and we create carbon, nitrogen, and water. So we don't create CO or CO2.
Okay, thank you. So another question. How do you protect your IP? Do you have IP strategy?
Yes, we already have a patent granted here in Japan, and we are applying for PCT, international patent as well.
Okay, good. So one more question. Have you applied for any intellectual property right on this technology? I think you already answered that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You are submitting also global IPO.
Yeah.
Not IPO. Yes.
IP. Yeah.
Patent, IP, yes. Thank you. Okay, any more questions? And I think, okay, so now we don't seem to have any more questions, and it's right on time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna wrap up around here. And if you have any question later for our Japanese startups, so please reach out to ACE or to OIH. We're gonna provide our email address and contacts. So thank you very much for all the startups for the presentation. So now we're gonna hand you over, Yan-san, to your Singapore side.
Yeah, hello. So thank you for the 3 Japanese startups for a presentation. So right now we have 2 Singapore startups who are actually looking to expand into the Japan market, and they'll be giving a short overview of their startups as well as what they are intending to do for their business expansion plans into Japan. So first off, we have Stefan from Elixir. So for Stefan, he's quite well versed as a startup in the Japan market, and he'll be giving a presentation on his startups and his current activities in Japan. Stefan, please.
Sure. Hi, hi Yeling. Hey, hi. Thanks a lot. Let me share my screen. All right, great. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, great. All right, so thank you very much for this opportunity for this Singapore Osaka Market Insight. Right, so I'll do a little bit of sharing about what Elixir is doing, what we have done, and what we intend to do. So I'm Stefan, founder and CEO of Elixir. So we are a sports technology company. So once again, thanks for this opportunity working with Osaka Innovation Hub and ACE, who has always been very supportive for Elixir's business in Singapore and Japan. So a little bit about myself. I was a soldier for a long time in the Singapore Army. Left the Army 4 years ago, started this sports company. So after I left the Army, I became a personal trainer, and I wanted to get a community active and fit. But the problem I'm facing is actually providing personalized fitness training at scale for many people. So I'm not new to the Japanese market because I've been very fortunate to go through some programs in Kobe, which is part of the Hyogo Prefecture in the Kansai region. And also I've been to Osaka Marathon 2 years ago when I was there during the accelerator program. So this was how Osaka is like, I think, before COVID. I think it's always very rowdy, a lot of people on the streets. But after this virus situation, we do realize that the streets are now empty, right? So even though the lockdown has lifted, but is it still safe to go to the gym? I think this is where we become very concerned that it might not be so safe to go to the gym anymore. And working from home is now the norm, just like all of us here in the conference call. And we need to also get used to working out from home, exercising from home, which is going to be the new trend moving forward. So, and I present to you Elixir, your personalized cloud sports club. So what we do is we combine the science and data that we have collected from, so we used to have a DNA test kit that we work with a Japanese partner, Genesis Healthcare, and to provide you a customized workout. And the community we have built through our years of conducting offline activities. And recently we launched videos. So this is something new because of COVID situation, and we hit about 950,000 impressions in just 3 months into a single page for coach to run their business from. So the problem we are trying to solve is that coaches now are not able to go to the gym to teach personal training. And so they now can use our platform to use the data that we have collected as well as video streaming to use it to support their business. And I think for social problem wise, a lot of the athletes, after they finish their professional competitions, they need support to transit to second career. And we do see a trend that the Japanese market, a lot of people are getting more and more active. You look at the red line, that is where the traditional gyms actually is a little bit falling. For the new age gyms like Rise Up, Lava, Curves, it's actually increasing. But overall, more and more people are getting active. And if they want to get active, then it means that we need to have more coaches. We need to help coach to run their business better. And over here, you can also see that year-on-year trend, more and more people are exercising more frequently across both male and female. And this is actually a social problem that we're trying to solve for anybody, for all countries. And of course, in our current situation, Singapore and Japan is where we are very passionate about. And so likewise, not everybody is so fortunate to have organizations helping them. So Elixir is here to help the personal trainers to run their business. And so our business model is pretty simple. Coach use us as a business tool. They pay a monthly subscription, and we help them link up with consumers. For consumers, it's free to download the app. However, if they want to buy a more premium service, they have to pay. For enterprises, they use us for marketing and lead generation as well, right? And reaching the consumers. So how big is the market? Our focus is in Asia, where 400 million people spend $16 billion every year on fitness training and gym membership. Our initial target are the 22 million gym members that is now being affected by COVID. So since our launch 2 years ago, we've seen about 400% growth year on year. We have also incorporated our legal entity in Hyogo area, in Hyogo Prefecture, just earlier this year. I've been through a couple of programs in Kobe, in Japan, Plug and Play, where we are the Expo winner. We also did Plug and Play Kyoto as batch 1 under the health tech and hard tech. More recently, we are also a member of Global Sports Innovation Center powered by Microsoft. So we're the only sports tech startup from Singapore to be a member. So some partners we have in Singapore, I think Jetro has always been very supportive of us. ACE, which is with Enterprise Singapore, and Amino Vital. So we are helping them do some marketing and promotion for the Amino Vital products in Singapore. So I think in Japan, likewise, and we are very keen to work with Osaka Innovation Hub, which is with Osaka city government, to see how we can expand to that part of Japan. So we have Shimada-san, who is our angel investor and our mentor. So he's quite a nice guy, actually. Earlier this year, we were on the Fortune magazine, January 2020 issue, where they spoke about us. I have a couple of our PRs as well, and covered on Toyo Keizai. So this was when I went for the Get in the Ring and visited Osaka Innovation Hub with Megumi-san. I think this was last 2 years ago. Yeah. More recently, I think this is with ACE. Panasonic is a partner of ACE, and recently during their Deep Tech Innovation Challenge, we won the challenge, and we will be working on a POC with Panasonic on their new innovation, which is a stress detection by human skin gas sensing. Yeah. So this was just announced quite recently. So in terms of plans, what do we have in mind? So I think working with Panasonic Deep Tech Challenge as a winner, there is now a more compelling reason for us to focus back into Japan, right? And then of course, for the next couple of years, some very big events. Next year, there's a World Masters Game in Kansai region, and then thereafter, Osaka Kansai Expo in 2025. And yeah, so that's all I have. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you very much.
So next up, we have Waikin from WaveScan. So WaveScan is a Singapore tech startup who is looking to expand into Japan. And I think throughout the years, they have actually, participated in some of our overseas market immersion programs. And they have also, been with us to Japan last year to actually explore the Japan market. So right now I'll have Joaquin from WaveScan.
All right, thanks, Yang Lin. Thanks for the introduction, and thank you, everyone. So, able to see my screen, like full screen, right?
Yep.
All right, awesome. Okay, so hi, everyone. Good morning. I think it's afternoon in Japan. So I'm Joaquin from WaveScan. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share about our startup. We just turned 2 years old this week. So WaveScan is an A-star spin-off company where we are developing advanced radar system for see-through imaging with high resolution and mainly targeting the inspection application. So due to aging infrastructure, lack of standardized inspection, the structural integrity of building is compromised over time. If it's not monitored and maintained, this leads to severe accidents due to infrastructure failure, affecting human lives. So over the last few years, there have been multiple accidents in Singapore alone, which has led BCA, or Building Construction Authority of Singapore, to mandate a law saying every building older than 20 years old needs to go through an inspection process. So now we take a look at the current inspection practices. Today, inspections are mainly done through visually, or in some cases, as you can see in point number 2, we need to have a contact-based scanning technology, which makes the whole process very tedious, time-consuming, and costly. It also risks human life when the inspections are conducted in complex environments, such as high-rise building or confined spaces, and so on. Based on our engagement with HDB, Housing Development Board of Singapore, we have learned that their current inspection practices are too reactive and overly reliant on assumption of professional engineers. This has led to several accidents involving humans. Then there's a clear need for newer inspection technologies to transform our inspection practices. So our underlying scanner technology builds upon propagating electromagnetic waves and millimeter wave frequency. Through our decade-long research at A-Star and WaveScan, we have able to miniaturize these bulky devices into portable, lightweight, and safe-to-use scanners, and still maintaining a millimeter scale resolution. So this has enabled us to integrate our scanners on robotic platform, as you can see, where we are able to perform high resolution, fast, and automated scanning. So through our 3D imaging software, we have able to create a visualization platform which enable users to interact with the results. So as you can see over here and here, yeah. So this makes the whole process automated in digital form, very safe, and without compromising the efficiency of the inspection process. Okay. So we are quite proud to say that our scanning technology is first of its kind, able to do non-contact scanning, perform see-through imaging, still maintaining millimeter scale and millimeter scale accuracy, and we are AI-powered scanning technology. So building upon our scientific innovation, we have developed 2 types of scanners, which is microwave and millimeter wave. Both are at different frequencies, and we achieve different resolution, different penetration depth, and all is used to target different application or different use cases where we are able to detect metallic rebars, voids, cracks, facades, and so on. So now comparing to the available technology, a see-through technology, as you can see, all of them requires a physical contact on the wall, where it's quite tedious and manual. Whereas for us, we are able to integrate with automation platform due to our non-contact capability. Over the course of 2 years, our modular scanners system has been integrated into various form factors, ranging from handheld, UGV, drone-mounted, robotic arm. All of this is used to target different applications and different use cases. So this is our total solution, where it comprises of both hardware and software, where we are able to localize a potential defect hidden behind a wall. Then we are able to identify the type of defects, whether is it a hole, crack, breakage, and so on. And of course, we are able to quantify it in millimeter scale, up to millimeter scale, and we are able to fully automate the data logging for future references. So for infrastructure use cases, the application of the scanner ranges from structural analysis of residential and office using to public infrastructure like tunnel, bridges for defects like cracks, corrosion, water seepage, water leakage, and so on. And as you can see, we are in discussion with multiple stakeholders in Singapore, Japan, as well as in Europe. So this is one of our clients' testimonial, which is Vinci. So Vinci is Europe's largest infrastructure company, and we have conducted 2 paid pilot projects with them earlier this year. And as from their feedback, our solution is able to reduce manpower by 50%, improve accuracy by about 100%, and of course, improve productivity by about 200%. So due to our product's competitiveness and uniqueness, we were awarded a proof of value grant by Enterprise Singapore Startup SG. Then along the way, we won a couple of paid pilot projects, participated in Slingshot, and won the sector winner in Slingshot as well, and won the ST Engineering Award. And we replicated our success in Europe, where we were the sector winner for VivaTech Paris 2019. And we also won the Innovations Leader Summit for Tokyo Corporation Challenge. So our business model is primarily business to business. For hardware portion, we plan to sell it. And of course, for software, it's more on a subscription-based modeling. So far, more than 50 corporate companies have expressed their interest in our scanners, and some of the discussions have already reached evaluation projects. And we are projecting a revenue of $230,000 in 2020, just by evaluation and demonstration to these corporates. So as you know, that we are mainly focused on the infrastructure industry, but we have also successfully demonstrated our technology in marine oil and gas, aerospace, and moving down the future, we have a lot more of capabilities or sectors to enter, to explore. So as we grow, our vision is to become the leading global scanning technology company in this market space. So we have Dr. Kush, who is the founder and CEO of the company, Karthik taking care of the technology, and myself is on the business side. ASA has seconded 2 senior scientists to us to further develop the product. So with sizable amount of funding from different government agencies and even Leaf and Nest, this enables us to reach a functional prototype stage and complete a few pilot projects demos. And we are currently raising our first institutional round of $4 million, and some investors are already committed. This funding will enable us to bring more expertise within the team and reach fully functional product stage. Aside from investors, as we advance our technology, we are actively looking for early adopters, automation partners, channel partners for our prototyping and fabrication needs. So thank you for taking the time to learn about WaveScan today. Please do reach out to us if there's any need of our technology in any use cases in your company. Thank you. And once again, thanks for giving me the time to explain this. Thanks to ACE and Osaka. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks, Joaquin from WaveScan. So